Kathy Giliberti and Nikki Albanese grew up in South Philadelphia.
Yeah, we're getting married in April, and we'd like to see what kind of wedding cakes you have.
All right.
It's a mostly Italian working-class neighborhood. Audrey Moffley, an artist, is also engaged to Todd Henlicky, a contractor. They were raised in Greenwich, Connecticut, a wealthy community on Long Island Sound. Two different worlds. Blue blood, blue collar.
Anyone who's been married before? No. And you have ID, please?
But both brides now face the real test of their love and devotion.
When are you going to tie the knot?
January 26th.
Their weddings. The real question that sets every wedding in motion isn't, will you marry me, but who's in charge?
The bride or the mother of the bride?
I wouldn't have gotten off-white. That's me.
Well, that's the whole thing, is that that's what makes me happy.
Well, that's what you, well, I didn't argue.
Notice
It's
how
your-
Dad, a retired butcher, stays out of the line of fire?
Your girls didn't want off-white, you would have
And they
gotten.
I wanted off-white, Ma.
But if they would have said, oh, I don't think
Well,
so.
too be it. I let them pick out the dresses. I picked out the color. My mother has very strong feelings, and her way is the only way. And she's kind of, you know, like a sergeant. You know, this is the way it's going to be, and it doesn't matter what we have to do to get it that way, but that's the way it's going to be.
That's my mother.
And this
That's
is
his
my
mother.
grandmother.
My wedding was nowhere
It's a
near
classic
what
battle because Mom wants the wedding her parents never let her have.
My wedding was nowhere with that way I wanted. I had to listen to my father.
Well, and that's what we're supposed to do, listen to you, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
it was.
And it wasn't what you
Your
wanted.
invitations were
No, I wanted to sit down dinner, and I wasn't.
and
My
Grandpa-
father wouldn't let me have one.
That's hardly what Audrey has in mind.
Just a small wedding by the fireplace in January.
The vision I had for my wedding was, when we first started, was a very simple one. Something that wasn't going to be so celebrated, but I wanted it to be special. Now it's become a bit more celebrated.
The bride, a graduate of Greenwich High School and Maryland Institute College of Art, is an early childhood development specialist. I hope that's what her title is.
Mom and Dad are publishers of the upscale Greenwich magazine.
Her father ended a 30-year career at Time Incorporated to become publisher of
Jack
Greenwich.
Moffley envisioned something a little less unique, more Greenwich. A spring wedding at the yacht club. Nothing ostentatious, mind you, just sensible.
We're going to bust him today, aren't we?
Sensible? A wedding?
The way this whole thing started is a little bit different than the way it's ended up. When Audrey said that she wanted to be married and have the reception at home, she said, I'd just like a nice, intimate reception in the living room before the fire. And I said, boy, that sounds great to me. I could just see I was going to save a lot of money on that, right? Wrong.
Home weddings mean tents and a tent man
Pushes back a little bit.
Well, I guess that'd be better than destroying
and a professional wedding consultant
So let's recap where we are. We're with a 20 by 20 here,
and not just one tent
a 30 by 40 out there,
or two,
a 2-angle canopy over here,
3 tents.
heaters, probably 4 to 6 depending on the weather.
Right.
And in the garage, too, we need them for the
You're
cater.
correct.
Okay, yeah, we
Then
can
we're
put
talking-
heaters in there.
The decking, the AstroTurf,
Dance floor.
dance floor.
And we could also do lighting. What I could do is,
Oh, no. And 2 backup
We'll definitely need a standby
and
man.
a tent sitter, like
Well,
a
I
babysitter.
would hope
It's
so.
a babysitter. He'll start the heaters while we're all at the church and make sure that tent is nice and toasty by the time we all get here.
And how much is he an hour?
that would be $30 an hour for a standby man.
This whole thing's starting to make me real
if you're going to
nervous.
have a tent, I guess you have to have a tent sitter. Next thing I knew, we had a lighting expert from New York who does Rockefeller Center and Lincoln Center. And so I could see the dollars, the cash register was running the whole time, like a taxi meter out of control.
So what do you think, just as a guesstimate, we're talking at in the range of lighting here with
Okay.
the things that we've just listed off to you?
I'd say it's probably about $4,000.
$4,000.
Well, that's with 3 chandeliers.
That's for 3 chandeliers.
Yeah.
And how much is each of those chandeliers?
They're about $500.
500.
You know,
Do we
maybe,
get to keep them? As the dollars began to mount up, and I realized that the lighting and the generators and all of this was going on, none of this had been necessary, of course, if we had it at the club. But as in most cases, I guess the father just keeps his mouth shut and his wallet open, as they say.
The Venice Plaza is a refurbished movie theater in the heart of South Philly.
Larry, could we have some lights, please?
Kathy wants a sit-down dinner for $185 with plenty for everyone.
During the cocktail hour, we serve hot hors d'oeuvres, and those are butlered by the waitresses. Little 1-ounce cooked meatballs, not in the sauce, so they're not sloppy for people to handle.
They're fried, right?
Chicken wings, you know, like the wing dings, the little
Right.
drumsticks, and miniature assorted quiche, and usually veggie sticks, some kind of veggie sticks.
Excuse me 1 minute. The quiche is what we're very unhappy about.
This second entree is very thin.
For Audrey, dinner will be for only $76. Small, but very.
Lemon and reduced stock sauce, filet of beef with a walnut and watercress and shallot stuffing in the beef. A julienne of fennel, asparagus tips, carrots, yellow and green squash, and fresh red cabbage. The ricotta-filled tortellini.
Yes. I mean, I
with the
think
mushroom saute.
Great, do it up.
And the artichokes.
Fine, I love artichokes.
Okay. I think a wedding makes a statement about each family. Certainly, it's an extension of their lifestyle and of their value system and how they celebrate this really sacred event.
A South Philadelphia wedding is different from all other weddings because there is always an abundance of food, because South Philadelphians are very food conscious. Especially the Italian people are very food conscious. They're all great cooks, and they know exactly how something should taste.
I want the wedding done the way I want it done.
Well, how do you want it done?
Okay?
Well, you tell us how you want it done.
We're listening.
What do you want done that we're not doing?
She has house rules, and that's what you have to follow. I mean,
Also, she may have house rules, but it's our money that's paying the
I
house rules.
understand that, but it's her money that's paying her health. She has to put on extra people, whatever she has to do.
Wait a minute. Wait, Dad. What do you want, Mom?
I want intermezzo, that you're all against me on intermezzo,
All right,
which
well, we'll
I
get
feel we
intermezzo.
need the intermezzo. We're
Okay,
having,
all right,
we're
all right.
having.
Intermezzo is a flavored ice served between courses.
I want the intermezzo, okay? We are having this wedding, we are paying for it. If she wants to run things, certain things the way she wants, that she runs weddings.
Here's
she
the
knows how to
problem.
run them.
Mama wants the cake served to her guests at their tables. Caterer says no. Guests must walk to a sweet table for the
I
cake.
want this also.
When was the last time you ate wedding cake?
The last
You
time
take
I-
it home, Mom.
The last time- Oh, no, they always give me, serve the cake at the place that I have a piece of wedding cake.
And what do we
whether
have
it's
for
a small-
breakfast the next morning?
Oh, come on, Kathleen, don't start. Yeah, when they give the cake, yeah. I'm talking about being served
All
to
right,
the
well,
people.
I mean, what do you want to make this big thing out of a piece of
wedding
cake?
You're gonna have a dessert.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a dessert after dinner.
But she's still not happy because she wants the cake served.
No,
Who's running this wedding?
she's not giving us, I shouldn't have to pay extra.
The bride?
for intermezzo. We will go home, we'll discuss this.
Mama?
Okay, because she's not giving us nothing.
The caterer?
In this instance, everybody saw except her, and that's because she just has her own mindset.
The plot, like a good Italian gravy, thickens. In a Connecticut boutique, choosing a gown can be the most emotional decision a bride and mother make.
Yeah, it's a 5:30 wedding.
sparkle.
Yeah.
The same holds true in a Philadelphia mall.
No,
You don't like all this?
no.
Something plainer?
Yes, I'll let you know. You try some more on it, and when you come to it, I'll let you know.
Audrey, I always thought that you could wear anything and make it look good, and you do.
No, this I didn't succeed on very well.
But I don't think it's you.
No.
I think no.
No, I know. No.
All right. It's too wet.
All right. Not at all, Kathy. That's not you.
It's a beautiful dress, but it's not something that I would picture me walking down the aisle.
Yeah, it's not kicky enough. You know,
It's
maybe.
great.
Now this,
Turn around, Kathy, please.
all right.
You don't want as much sequins and beads as the other one.
Exactly.
Okay.
Very
got it,
plain and simple
I got it.
and elegant.
All right, what do you think of that?
Oh my God, that's just fabulous. Oh my God. And wonderful.
You look wonderful.
This is
really
the dress.
do.
It is.
You
It's
look honey, you
perfect.
look
It's
just
absolutely perfect.
I embarrass her.
Let me see.
You like it?
Oh, that's absolutely stunning.
You're
That is
gorgeous.
beautiful.
You like it?
Oh, that's so pretty.
This is it?
Now,
How much is this?
don't worry about it. Regardless of what it is, we're going to get it. This is.
Yeah, but
this
it's not
is
that
it.
much money.
I don't care. This is it.
That's beautiful. Mom, I'm crying. Don't cry, Mom.
I think this is the one.
They're not purchasing a dress. They're buying a dream.
You like it, Mom? Mom. Beautiful.
In South Philly, the band auditions on videotape.
Different songs we played other than our audio tape. You can see what we're doing here.
Normally, the way I said it, the slow stuff in the beginning, the traditional, and then the next 1.5 sets to 2 sets, we pump it up, and then we'll throw a few, ballads, a few big band hits in between that.
Sea of Love.
Tony Bennett, all, that type of music.
Sinatra.
Sinatra music,
We do
yeah.
that stuff.
Because if you tell me one thing you don't like, I can eliminate maybe 15 or 20 things.
No Sinatra.
All right. Now, when do I dance with my father and Nicky dance with his mother?
That'll be in the 3rd set.
Well,
I'm a great fan of
You
the
aren't going to
Silver
get away
Spoon.
without dancing with me, though,
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna hide.
I'll find you.
Is he really that bad a dancer?
No, he's a great dancer. He is a great dancer. I'm the one that people have got to worry. I hate dance. I just really hate dance.
But Daddy's little girl, I don't want it real rushed.
I can put on my patent leather shoes for this head, my daddy's little girl. We are going to try. We are, in fact, giving her the best that we could afford because we feel that the money that we had saved, we wanted to put it all into Kathleen's wedding to give her top of the line.
I really don't want to dance.
You aren't
And I'm
going to get
seriously
away
putting
without
my
dancing
foot
with
down.
me.
Dad, don't patronize me. I'm
Problems.
not kidding.
And you say now, Daddy's little girl.
The Generalissimo herself, Mama. All the running around may have weakened her bad knee, but not her command.
Now, this is how I,
How do you want it?
how do I want it?
Okay, Chief.
Ready for the fight?
Okay, come
No, it's no fight.
All right, come on.
We'll have it worded, Mr. and Mrs. Francisco Birdie. Request the honor of your presence at the blah, blah, marriage ceremony of their daughter Kathleen to Mr. Nicholas Albanese, son of Mr. Nicholas Albanese,
And is the problem. Nicky's parents are divorced, and his dad remarried.
You don't have a mother?
You can't put Mr. and Mrs.
What are we going to put?
No, son of Nicholas Albanese. He's the father. You don't put the mother first. The father always comes first.
It's going to say, Mr. and Mrs. Francis Gilliberti request the honor of your presence at the marriage of their daughter, I think this is how it is, Kathleen, to Nicholas, son of Nicholas Albanese and Millie Albanese, on Saturday, like saying who the parents are. How other way?
Well, we have to just, about Nicholas Albanese, Mr. Nicholas Albanese and Louise Albanese, and, or how could you put it, Mrs. Millie?
Son of Nicholas. I don't know what to do.
Would feel that we wouldn't be slighting Louise or anything.
I would have liked to put his parents' names in, but I just didn't know how to do it. And then in doing all the other readings of all the etiquette books, I just decided it's better to leave it out and not to have it in there.
Another problem, much larger than the wording of an invitation. Because construction work has slackened with the economy. Nikki gets laid off. A bad time to be out of work. They're not just getting married, but buying a house across from Kathy's parents.
It's coming along good now.
Yeah, well, then, yeah, but then, you know, we gotta stay at your house then.
So what? We've been there for,
Yeah,
we've been there forever anyway.
I know. But
You know
there's
what?
a lot of pressure going on. The pressure's on, Kat.
I know that it's on, and we only have 2 more weeks.
Yeah, I know, Kat.
I know that you want everything to be perfect, and you want to be a good husband, and you want everything perfect for me, and you don't have a job right now. Nick, it's just that half the world's laid off right now.
I know.
But
that's what I keep telling myself.
I don't care. It doesn't make a difference to me whether you have a job, you don't have a job. We'll get through it. I love you.
I love you too.
Excited?
Mm-hmm.
How'd I do, Coach?
I won.
You won? You won.
You get the
I knew you were full of hot air.
I told him that I knew that he was pretty much looking for an executive type from the background that he comes from. Somebody that commutes into the city, the real Greenwich proper type guy. Not somebody who's a blue-collar worker, and I wasn't really what he was bargaining for.
And I guess the reason that he wasn't the first choice, in a sense, was because you're always looking for somebody who is much more than perhaps any father should expect for his daughter. And I guess I was thinking more of somebody that was cast more in my own mold than he was.
Okay.
Todd grew up in the less affluent section of Greenwich with his mother.
Are you feeling a little anxious about this party?
Oh, no.
A different world than Audrey's, but a world he is now entering. In fact, his mother will host a party at Mr. Moffley's yacht club for both families.
Oh, I'm sure it
They're probably toasters for both of us.
Maybe for both of you.
A mixed array, like the best floral arrangements. She thinks fresh flowers are a cliche. Someone else knows better. Resolving problems
Doris.
Greenwich style.
Donna Moffley. I know we're scheduled to meet, but I just thought I'd forewarn you a little bit. Audrey has this thing about dried flowers, and I'm really sort of uptight about it. Her bridesmaids' dresses are sort of an eggplant color, which is sort of a nothing color as far as I'm concerned, but I think they'll need something, you know, sort of bright or purpley to pick it up, and I just can't see dried flowers.
I want you to see the fresh flowers that are available opposed to dry, and then you will make a decision.
Okay.
We'll start right here with these pale, pale peach tulips.
Resolving problems Philly style.
I feel that the maid of honor...
Are you going to guarantee me I'm going to be happy on
You're
that day?
not. Wait a minute. I have to be happy, Mom.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about the
No,
color.
I like the color of the
Well,
dress,
but
and
I
that's it.
think that, if I may say this, she sees cream.
Okay.
And
It's off-white.
off-white, which is a cream, an off-white. And to her, that's very elegant. Some girls come in with, I mean,
Well,
I love
that's what
orange.
it's going to be, so it's...
Well, then we're not saying the change.
Well,
I'm only
Mom,
asking
that's what it's
about
going to be.
the
I mean, I
color.
keep
How
hearing
does
about
it
the
look?
color.
How does it
I think
look?
the color's stunning.
Okay.
I really do.
Well, I told her that's her choice. I'll let it go
And I
with
think
that.
with the gold, it'll be absolutely beautiful. I really do.
All right.
New England typically would be the very natural look. These are very sophisticated, right with your dress.
That's right.
Now look at this. It's very lovely looking.
Oh, I love it.
What it is basically organza flowers and all pearls.
This
And
is absolutely beautiful.
I usually don't have a sample to show in here, but I've been getting so many requests for it that I decided I better make one. It is magnificent walking down the aisle.
What does
because
that-
This is one of the most expensive bouquets that you can buy.
How much?
It runs $300.
I want this the way it is, and I want to give this to you. This is what I want, okay? Just the way it is.
The way I envisioned it is something very simple, very easy.
Natural.
Natural. I want it to look like if you came in here, you grabbed a couple here, grabbed a couple here, swished them together, threw a ribbon around it, and walked out the door.
Great, okay. Now, what do you think, fresh or dried?
I think we'll have to go with the fresh. You did a good job.
She may be telling you everything that she wants and what she wants to do and how she wants to do it. But remember one thing, I run the wedding. And even though it's her day, I'll compromise and go along with what she wants. But we have to have some kind of an understanding over here as, all right.
That's it. I don't want to hear it anymore.
All right, don't get all upset.
I don't want to hear it anymore.
We'll all do exactly what you want. And we'll add a little of this and a little of that, and we'll all be part of your day. Kath,
All right, if there's, look, I'm going along with anything you want, Kathleen.
It's my wedding, Mom.
I understand it's your wedding,
Rip
Kathleen.
Kleenex.
Nobody said it wasn't. Have a tissue. I got some in my pocket. Here. Are you all right? I don't want her to think that I'm the boss. I'm far from being the boss, Kathleen. You know that. You're getting
Thank her.
everything
You're here.
you
She
want.
made you.
You're getting everything you want. You're the best, the tops. Remember that.
After all, it is the bride's wedding, right?
And if I can give it all to you, I would give it all to you wholeheartedly.
Just ask Audrey.
Yeah.
Well, what's a pew card?
I never heard of a pew card.
Pew cards are basic.
Sounds awful.
Are
I'm getting married in the morning.
Is this your first marriage?
Yep.
And last?
I hope so.
We'll have a whopper, we'll love a stopper, but get me to the church on time. I've got
That's very pretty.
the morning, spruce up and looking in my prime. Girls, come and kiss me, say that you miss me, but get me to the church, get me to the church. Please, please get me to the church on time.
The Mofley Church is quintessential New England. 2 centuries old, unpretentious, backcountry.
We're sitting in a very romantic kind of setting here. So I'm glad we've got the fire lit. Anything that you would think about changing in these traditional vows? Many couples like to rewrite the vows these days.
I've never been with anybody that I've really felt like I could honor those words with until I met Audrey. And, you know, sticking with somebody through rich or poor or through sickness and health. If you have any doubts in your mind about that, then maybe you shouldn't go into marriage.
I love you.
I really would like to see the color.
This exclusive Greenwich preserve is called Todd's Point. Todd's mother named him after it, with dreams of the very best for her boy.
It is a very, very
Really
elegant
like it.
ring, and I think they're going to work.
Oh, that looks much better.
Isn't it?
I think, well, you know, I think, Todd, what do you, I mean,
This is basic, and this is what I want.
I just want you to know that I love you and I thank you so much for giving me that ring.
For Audrey, her wedding is a week away. In South Philly, Kathy's day is fast approaching.
2 more weeks from today, we'll be
Yeah.
at the serenade.
Serenade, and then the next day, that's it. That's it.
You nervous?
Yeah. How about you?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel. It's like a numb
I
feeling.
know. I can't wait till all this is over.
I love you.
I love you too.
This is going to go so smooth and so easy, and it'll be done so quickly that it's a shame it'll pass that fast after all the planning and
The
preparation.
priest who will marry Nikki and Kathy is Father Francis. Francis Giliberti. He's Kathy's cousin and family.
The one I'm really worried about is your mother. She's the one that's slopping a holler out in the middle of Mass. No, not like that.
Why, what are you supposed to be here?
No, I'm going to start this whole conversation out, and when you want to say something, you can say it, but just let me handle this.
In other words, you want to tell me you're gonna be the boss.
No, yeah, I am going to be the boss.
You're gonna be the boss, and I'm gonna be the archbishop.
It's high noon. The wedding cake showdown.
I'll be nice. Don't worry about it, will you? I don't intend for trouble.
I don't want any trouble. I don't want to get upset. I don't want any loud voices. Come on. My mother is very upset about with this whole wedding.
Well, we're not going to let her be upset.
And I don't want her to be upset. So whenever I have to cut the cake, I have to cut the cake. But the wedding cake will be served to make my mother happy.
Okay. What kind of cake you having?
Chocolate chip pound.
You happy?
Yes, so thank you very much for making my mother happy with this wedding cake.
I remember that you said you don't want no quiche.
Right. No quiche.
At my wedding, right?
But now, can we use the wedding cake? You see, even though I'm having a sweet table, all right, now I understand the cake is going to be served. Please let me talk.
I'm getting tired.
Excuse me.
I'm getting tired. I'm making too many decisions. I'll think about it and I'll let you
And
know
you'll
the
let me
night
know.
of my reception.
Oh, the queen has spoken.
Well, I'm getting tired of sitting here now.
All right.
You know, I have to talk. I have to discuss this with my husband-to-be.
So who's Top Gun?
Because I didn't want you hollering at her.
Well, I wasn't going to holler at her.
Well, here comes the bride.
Now, did you think for 1 minute she wasn't going to give you what you wanted? You're paying her. That's her business.
Well, of course. Well, this is what I tried to tell you all along.
We got everything.
You want to see Murphy's Law in action? Here it is. 2 days before the wedding, we have busted pipes in the upstairs bathroom.
What do you call a day when the guest toilet floods to the ceiling? The town decides to remove a few trees. The winter fuel shows up. And 3 tents go up in your backyard. How about a circus?
Good grief. We're building an addition. More? Our club was available. They have a floor, 2 walls, and a roof. 7 times 75. Uh-oh. That's over $500 worth of chairs. We don't get to keep them either. We better not have more than 75 people here.
Ultimate, here comes the wedding dress.
It started out as a little ceremony at the fireplace, remember?
Just forget the yacht club. We're going to go to the yacht club tomorrow night for the
But they
rehearsal
have
dinner.